Hello, hello, hello. This is Tequila speaking. Welcome back to my series, Losing Control. This is the final part to the series. Today, we're talking about narcissistic behaviors, but this is a two of two. And so, if you're back, I know you're ready to dive into how these behaviors affect in relationships. But if this is your first video, I encourage you to go back and watch the part 1 of narcissistic behaviors because it explains the difference between narcissism, narcissistic traits, and narcissistic personality disorder. It's very important because this is a sensitive topic and I don't want people to walk away misinformed because that's the basis of my platform to combat misinformation. So I also encourage you guys to please watch this video to the very end so that you can get the full spectrum of how a person with narcissistic behaviors or traits can affect relationships and how the severity level of their relationships can affect you in a negative way to the point of abuse. Okay, so let's get into it. So, how does a person with narcissistic traits control within a relationship? Well, it's a cycle of power and control, which is a thin line towards abuse. And so that cycle includes the use of harmful language, name calling, playing mind games, humiliating someone, making someone feel insecure or small, making someone feel guilty, telling lies, or private information about someone in order to embarrass them. Using technology, sending unwanted text messages, demanding that someone text you back at a certain time, breaking into someone's social media network profile, emails, or cell phones, demanding passwords from the other person, pressuring someone to take or send pictures of themselves, whether it is appropriate or inappropriate pictures, using intimidation, making someone afraid by using looks, actions, or gestures to insinuate when something's not okay or okay, smashing or destroying or stealing property, borrowing something and not giving it back, and gaslighting, a word that we learned in the last series, that person into not wanting the things back or making them feel bad for wanting something that belongs to them. Abusing pets to the point of it being life threatening, but not enough for them to like harm the pet. Displaying weapons, showing ways that they may be more powerful than you with some type of ownership of whatever they have. Minimizing, denying, and blaming. Minimizing their behavior or placing blame on you for the reason why they did what they did towards you. Um, Using their social standing. That could be using their popularity, their job position, their race, their abilities or disabilities. Um, Making all of the decisions for someone, not allowing them to make decisions themselves, being the only one to define the roles in relationships. So demanding about what you should be doing, what you should have done, what you should do, and never really been accountable to the things that they're supposed to do in the relationship. And then there's exclusion, controlling what someone does, who they do it with, where they go, and what time they get back. Deciding who someone sees, talk to, or what that person wears. It could be as subtle as from the type of tennis shoe you wear, from the type of shirt, lipstick, eye color, hairstyle. It could be so many things. It's all about intention and motive. Pressuring someone to be a part of a group that they may not be want to be a part of, isolating that person from friends and family. This is a big one. They may make you feel like no one cares about you, that your family doesn't care, your family doesn't want anything to do with you, depending on where you are in life. That may be true to your experience. And sometimes it may just be manipulation of convincing you that your family or your friends have been talking about you. And this is another one that is big is sexual coercion or harassment. And that kind of goes along with the unwanted pictures, unwanted text messages. That can be from them sending stuff of themselves to you in a way to where it is embarrassing and shameful, um, or them wanting you to send them stuff and then they use it in a way to hold it against you, especially if it was something that you're not comfortable with doing, including different types of acts when it comes to sex, um, and not wanting to use protection and making sexual comments or inappropriate jokes in front of people, um, and then unwanted touching as well. So, in addition to all of those behaviors, when a person is dealing with someone who has narcissistic traits, the behaviors are often described as mean, rude, and aggressive because initially that person do start off very charming, nice, kind, and they may seem like they're willing to do nice things for the person they're in a relationship with. And as a result, this leads to the other person feeling bad about themselves because they're thinking that they're causing this person to react this way because they started off one way and now they're different. And this makes the other person in the relationship seek to appease the person in order to prevent future behaviors from happening. But it becomes a cycle of the things that I described before and nothing really changing. And so this type of relationship dynamic doesn't really change. The behaviors and the extreme levels can vary depending on the person and depending on the scenario and event. And so if you find yourself in a situation with the person who has been exhibiting those behaviors towards you, it's best to disconnect from that relationship, and that's if it hasn't gotten to the point of where you feel like your life will be in danger if you leave. If you do feel like your life would be in danger if you leave, I'm going to leave some resources in the comment section. And as well as I'm placing some resources on the screen, please, 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 I beg you to pause and screenshot those resources because as this relationship progresses, that person's behaviors doesn't change with appeasement. You can't really love this person to get them to behave better. Neither can your actions or behaviors towards them make them respond differently. If they only respond based on what is in the best interest of themselves. And so if it is in the best interest of themselves to treat you nice and kind, then they would do so. If it's not in the best interest of themselves, then they would do something different. This is why they can be really great in public and monsters behind closed doors, because it's for their advantage to present a reputation of them being nice, kind, sweet, and charming, so that when they do turn or change, most people possibly won't believe it based on what they've shown others of how they respond and act towards you. And lastly, a person who is a narcissist doesn't feel their actions are the problem. They will often blame other people or external factors for the problems that occur, and therefore they are not likely to change their behavior. Okay, guys, I have offered millions of disclaimers. Also, I'm going to again post this resource page for those who didn't see it the first time. If you are in a situation where you need guidance or help, here are some resources that you can go to. But all right, guys, until next time, I'll talk to you later.